Dorothy is bringing the Redemption Tour to the Palladium in Worcester, Massachusetts on September 7th with Eddie and the Getaway. Tickets are on sale now. Click the link in the show notes of this episode to get them. This is the Mistress Carrie Situation Report for September 3rd, 2025. The Who have announced a new box set reissue of the 1978 album Who Are You? Formats include a super deluxe edition with 7 CDs and 1 Blu-ray, including 71 unreleased sessions, demos, rehearsals, live tracks, and scrapped Glenn Johns mixes of the album, as well as a new remaster of the finished original. It also comes with a 100-page book and Atmos and stereo mixes by Steven Wilson, a 4-album box set, 2 CD version, and other vinyl editions are also available. Charlie Sheen is celebrating his 60th birthday today, saying it is a miracle that he's still alive. Actor Charlie Sheen has been sober now for 8 years. He's releasing his new memoir, The Book of Sheen, coming out on September 9th, and there's a 2-part Netflix documentary called AKA Charlie Sheen, being released on September 10th. Frank Beard, the drummer from ZZ Top, is returning to the road after missing nearly all of the band's August shows due to an undisclosed medical issue. The band announced that Beard would be back behind the drum set at their September 5th show in Tulsa, saying the doctors did what they did, so now I'm able to do what I do, he said. I'm happy that it's back to band business. ZZ Top are scheduled to headline the Big E Arena in Massachusetts at the end of September. Avatar have teamed up with Revolver magazine to reveal the new track listing for their forthcoming album, Don't Go in the Forest. The album is set for release on October 31st, otherwise known as Halloween. Don't Go in the Forest is also going to be the inspiration for their U.S. tour that kicks off in early November. That includes a stop at the House of Blues in Boston. Tesla bassist Brian Wheat has formed a new supergroup called Terminal, featuring former Tesla guitarist Tommy Sketch with former Wasp guitarist Chris Holmes and former Saliva lead singer Josie Scott, saying, quote, "It's good to reconnect with my old pal Tommy. We're working on a new band together called Terminal with Chris Holmes and Josie Scott. We look forward to presenting you with our new brand of music." He followed it up by saying, "No, I'm not leaving Tesla. I just started another project with my old friend. Also, look for me with Alex and Violent Breed, and a lot of new exciting Tesla stuff coming in the works. Love you all, B-Dub." Alice in Chains are looking to 2026 for their next album. In a new interview, Jerry Cantrell talked about the band's future plans, which potentially include a 7th full-length album. The band sidelined their touring plans this year because of drummer Sean Kinney having a health scare. So instead, Jerry Cantrell's been out in support of his latest solo album, I Want Blood, saying, quote, "We're wrapping up the I Want Blood chapter, and then I'll take the winter off and see where we're at." Jerry Cantrell also commented on what it meant to the band to be featured at the Back to the Beginning final Ozzy and Black Sabbath show, saying, quote, "I mean, what a beautiful thing, and I'm so happy we were able to witness that and partake in it a little bit and just watch that happen for those guys. For Ozzy himself to do it for Sharon and the band, and Tom Morello and everybody to organize it, all of these great bands. We're all Sabbath heads and Ozzy fans. That's seminal. None of us would really exist without them." And just 6 weeks after the death of Ozzy Osbourne, Roger Waters has criticized the heavy metal legend for bringing, quote, "hundreds of years of idiocy and nonsense into the culture," prompting an angry reply from Jack Osbourne. While speaking to the Independent Inc. podcast in a video, the Pink Floyd legend talked about how pop culture figures can distract people from important political issues, saying, quote, "Or Ozzy Osbourne, who just died, bless him, in his whatever state he was in his whole life, we'll never know, although he was all over the TV for hundreds of years of his idiocy and nonsense. Saying the music, I have no idea. I couldn't give a fuck. I don't care about Black Sabbath. I never did. I never had any interest in wah," he said. "And biting the heads off chickens or whatever they do, I couldn't care less." Jack Osbourne took to social media saying, "Hey, Roger Waters, fuck you. how pathetic and out of touch you've become. The only way you seem to get attention these days is by vomiting out bullshit in the press. My father always thought you were a cunt. Thanks for proving him right. The Sex Pistols, featuring Frank Carter, have canceled their 2025 North American tour due to guitarist Steve Jones breaking his wrist. In a statement, they said, "We've got some good news and some bad news. The bad news is I've broken my wrist, so unfortunately we won't be doing any shows for a while. The good news is the surgeon said I'll be back to playing guitar in the not too distant future. The other good news is I'll be 70 tomorrow. God bless and God save the wrist." Spinal Tap 2, The End Continues, the long-awaited sequel to the 1984 rockumentary, is set for release in cinemas next Friday, September 12th. The entire original cast is back, and in a new interview, Marty DeBurgi, otherwise known as director Rob Reiner, talked about how he got Paul McCartney and Elton John 2 nights in the Kingdom of the UK in the movie. He said, "I reached out to Paul McCartney, I reached out to Elton John, and they immediately said yes. It wasn't like they hesitated." The interesting thing about the Paul McCartney scene is that it's based on something that actually happened. There's a rehearsal complex in the valley, and there's a bunch of rehearsal halls and stages for bands to get ready for their shows, and Spinal Tap was getting ready for one of its shows, and Paul McCartney was in another room, and he says, "Play us a song, fellas." I think they did Start Me Up, so it's in the film. It happens to be in New Orleans. He stops by because he hears that they're rehearsing. He also said, "Elton makes it very easy. I'd only met him once before that. I didn't really know him that well, and he was great too. I mean, these guys just love playing, and they love playing music, and they dive right in." And Chevy Metal did not skimp on guests on August 31st at the Canyon in Agora Hills, California. The group previously featured Taylor Hawkins of the Foo Fighters. The show over the weekend featured Dave Grohl, Scott Ian, Rudy Sarzo, and even Gene Simmons. And that's your sit rep. For more details on all of the stories, check the links in the show notes of this episode. And don't forget to like, share, follow, comment, and subscribe to the Mistress Carrie Podcast. New full-length episodes come out every Wednesday. Episode 274, featuring Sonny Sandoval from POD, is available now.